Yes, Brad. No, 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 no. Curtis, Pippa. The buttons will be pushed. He won't. There's a shift, as I say, like waves of immigration going around the world in a circle. I wouldn't be surprised if we all end up in the Middle East in 20 years. And the Middle East Christian countries. It's not far-fetched, mate. Let's have it right. If 1 million Christians landed on Palestine, who could stop you? They couldn't, could they? It's simple. No one could. All them countries, if a million Christians or 2 million white people landed there, it's their country. It's mad, isn't it? But that's just how it is. And that's the way the world's always been. And if you think about it, it's normally fought with war. There's normally death. There's normally horrendous, mad wars going on to do with the countries. You know, they're fighting for the countries. Not for you, not for this, not for that, for the land. That's why they've always fought, for the land. You know, there's some land that we don't know what's underneath it. We don't know what's under these places where they're fucking off and don't let no one go near and this is ours, you can't have it. And what are they fighting over exactly? Are you telling me they're fighting over that rock because Jesus stood on it? Mark, good luck, mate, with your assessment in college. Dan's username, we are the lost tribes, or where we can go. John Russell saying, lithium and oil. Lithium and oil. Darren, accept me. Oh yeah, alright. Hey, oh. So that's what it is, isn't it? Doesn't matter where you are in the world, there's women and children being killed. Women and children being killed, doesn't matter where you are. Reese is saying, my dad was in Iraq in 2004 and has always said to me it wasn't worth it. There's not any war that's worth it. Even World War II weren't worth it. They tried to make out like it was. Why? Because hundreds of thousands of our men were killed for the government. So they've got to make it out like, oh yeah, they never died in vain, but they did. All these kids that went to Iraq, all these kids that are getting sent across the world to fight these mad things, everyone that's died, the government should be held accountable for them. But they sign contracts, don't they, when they enter the military? You know, it's like a contract which denies responsibility on their behalf. You join in this military, sign here, whatever happens to you in this military is all your own fault. If you get shot dead in Iraq, it's not our fault, it's your fault. So there's no one to be held accountable other than the dead person. Why? Because they signed in for it. And that's how they cover their asses. Think about how many millions of British men have been killed at war. And what's it done for us? How many men got killed in Afghanistan? How many men got killed in Iraq? How many men got killed in all these Middle Eastern countries? Died for a war. To prevent what exactly? Was it to prevent the threat coming to our shores? Because that was the shout, wasn't it? We're fighting in Afghanistan. We're fighting in these mad places to prevent the threat coming to our shores. All right. So we have millions of soldiers killed, and guess what? The threat is being allowed into your country by the people that sent millions of kids to be killed at war to protect your land. It was just for oil. Whatever it is, it's obviously not godly, is it? Whatever it is they're doing, it's not godly. Whatever these powers that be are up to, it's not. How the do you understand how are they able to just do this? Well, we'll have a protest. Do you think they're asked about a protest? Trust me, look what the capabilities are. Do you think they give a about a protest? Do you think if it come to the crunch, they wouldn't just wipe you out and everyone around you? No. You don't think that? Mad lad. Artistic and proud. Nah, the protests just highlight who's up for it. That's all they do. Expose you. Expose you to the system. Who's the real threat to the establishment? Know what I mean? Who has got the real tenacity to come at us? That's what it's about. And you're looking at Jerry Adams. He's just sold Ireland. And this is what they do. They pay them legitimately. They haven't just gone to Jerry Adams, look, there's a little 20 mil there, let us just run riot in your country. So what they've done is going, oh yeah, Jerry Adams, remember you were falsely imprisoned 25 years ago? We believe you're entitled to £10 million compensation. Covered. Well, why have they paid you 10 million, Jerry? Oh, because I was locked up 25 years ago. All right, so it's nothing to do with the influx of immigration that's smashing your country. You know, you went to war with Britain to protect your land, and now you're just letting all these men run through it. And that compensation's got all to do with it, has it? And that's what they do. Legitimately pay them. Cover their asses in front of you. It's what the governments do, like. And when you look at Labour, Labour is the Muslim party of the UK. It's billionaire backers, Muslims. All its voters, Muslims. Majority of their MPs are elected in Muslim contingencies. So it's the Muslim party. That's what Labour is, the Muslim party of the UK. They're just not labelled that yet. But the name can just be changed. Yeah, that's Labour now. Yeah, you've got loads of people still voting Labour, British born, white Caucasian people still voting Labour, because it's called the Labour Party. If they told you the truth and said, look, we are the Muslim party, all them white Caucasian people will probably stop voting for Labour. So at the moment we can't say we're the Muslim party of the UK, because we need to keep them couple of million people voting for us. And the minute they know we're the Muslim party, we've lost their vote. So we can just go along this line, dominate, get into power, get enough power, and then just say, okay, we're changing our name from the Labour Party to the Muslim Party. That's what they can do. Then what can you do? Keir Starmer is working for the Muslim population. Everything he's bringing in legislation is to make Islam more free to people to engage with. At the same time, he's bringing legislation in which is making it difficult for people of Christ to engage. And that's what's happening. So over 20 years you've seen the pub industry get targeted. Why? Because the Muslim people don't like to drink alcohol. That's why your pubs have been getting shut for the past 20 years. Nothing to do with, oh, it costs too much. Nothing to do with, oh, the tax is too heavy. They've raised all that, done all that, knowing quite well that you'll have to shut that pub. Who objects to public houses? The Muslim community. That's why you've got 3, 4, 5, 10 pubs a day shutting in this country right now, because Labour's in. Slowed down under the Conservatives. Pubs started opening back up under the Conservatives, didn't they? Look at them now, because Labour's back in. Public houses shutting down all over the place. Majority of them getting changed into sheesh houses. Sheesh places. You know where they smoke the snarling tree, or whatever they're smoking. And that's what they're getting made into now. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's catering for the Islamic communities, not the British. Anything British is getting shut down and replaced with Islamic stuff. So, and this always happens under Labour. It always happens under Labour. Every one of these towns where the grooming is, the council's led by Labour. The covering up and everything like this, it's all done by Labour. Labour is not the political party of Liverpool that it used to be. And it's Liverpool that keep them in power at the moment. Without the Scouse vote, Labour would not have got in power. If Scousers knew that Labour is the Muslim party of the UK, they probably wouldn't have voted for them. So bear that in mind, right? That's what they are, the Labour. They just lied to Liverpool for years. Destroyed Liverpool. Still destroying it now. Rinsing the life out of the money that comes into our country, our city. Major dough comes into the city of Liverpool, you know, tourism, all this mad stuff, and Liverpool's not seeing nothing of it. Nothing. How are you, DKP? You got Sal saying Labour is Zionist though. Don't know. Why are they Zionist? The biggest donors to the Labour Party are Muslim. You've only got to look at Lord Ali. It's all gone quiet with Lord Ali, hasn't it? You tell me our billionaire businessman can walk through the most secure house in the country. How can he just march through that? Get the keys given to him by Starmer? Yeah, mate. 3 days to himself, just walking around number 10 Darren Street. Great, isn't it? Yes, Steph's Lou. And that's the political system in this country now. That's why they're getting favoured more. Because they're voting more. They're engaging with the political process more. Other communities. I encourage every Scouse lad who's old enough to vote to start voting. Every young drug dealer, every little criminal, every young kid that doesn't vote, start voting. Vote for your independence in your city. You know, if you've got 3 or 4 independents around the city, and before you know it, you've got control of the council. That's what Muslims have done. And that's what they've been doing for the last 10 years, up and down the country. Putting independent MPs in every area and getting the Muslim immigration population to vote them MPs in. That's how they secured Rochdale, it's how they secured Oldham, it's how they secured Luton. It's how Sadiq Khan secured the Mayor of London spot. Due to the immigration population that are Muslim voting for them. Immigration population that they're letting in and making British citizens so they can vote. That's the way it is.